Now, can I finally finish off this Archon quest and not starve? Please? Nobody's saying anything. Also, that kid is jumping up and down, just like that other kid.
Sumeru City! We finally made it!
Finally!
Oh, did you see that? When those people entered the city, something on their heads lit up.
What?
One moment, please, you two. It appears this is your first time visiting Sumeru City.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Because there's currently no information on either of you in the Akasha.
We don't know you. So therefore, we have to greet you.
But no need to worry, that won't prevent you from entering the city. In fact, the Academia conveniently provides each traveler to Sumeru City with a device.
Didn't we already get the device, the Akasha terminal?
Perhaps you two have heard of the Akasha before. It's our beloved Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's lasting legacy, a treasure trove of collected knowledge.
We have to get the Akashic records.
After centuries of tireless research on the Akasha, the Academia created one of its most ingenious inventions, the Akasha Terminal. As long as you are within Sumeru's borders, you may use an Akasha Terminal to connect directly to the Akasha and access any knowledge you need.
Oh, God. Yo, it's Wi-Fi. It's spiritual Wi-Fi.
I should mention that due to technical limitations, the operation of Akasha terminals will be much smoother and more effective in large cities such as Sumeru City and Port Ormos.
Oh God, it's like the spiritual internet.
Oh, so this is the thing that Tainari was telling us about. It sounds pretty amazing.
My dad.
You two are quite fortunate. Until recently, it was standard practice to only issue Akasha terminals to outlanders who spent an extended amount of time in Sumeru. However, this policy was recently changed, and now all travelers are issued one upon arrival. Here are your Akasha terminals. Please handle them with care.
Didn't we already get it? Oh God.
It kinda looks like a leaf.
That does not look like a leaf. Well, maybe the blue color of it looks like it, but it looks like a Star Trek badge!
To activate it, simply hold it in your hand and say the following phrase to yourself.
Oh, says this little doodad lets you access knowledge. Maybe we can use it to find a way to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali. Let's go. May the mighty god bless.
Okay.
Whoa. Just now, something clicked, and Paimon suddenly knew how to use this thing. It seems all we need to do is concentrate on what we want to know, and bam!
Exactly. That is the power of the Akasha.
What happens if you're ADHD and you can't concentrate?
And with that, let me officially welcome you both to Sumeru City. May the wisdom of the Dendo Archon always be your guide.
Okay, now that we're in, we can check the Akasha about Lesser Lord. 500 years ago, the sages found a newly born deity from within some scorched ruins. The deity now resides in the sanctuary of Suristana. Seems pretty similar to what Kale was telling us. Okay, next, let's concentrate on asking how to meet her. Oh, come on! Ugh. Focusing on this question feels like when you have something you're trying to remember and it's on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't think of it.
Oh God. I don't know, the tip of the tongue. Even if I'm having a tip of the tongue moment just for this. You gotta remember something else to remember that.
Paimon's brain is exhausted.
Same.
Oh, smart idea. But what are you going to ask it?
I don't know. I think, what is the Akasha answer my question? Coming to mind, the Akasha doesn't conventionally respond to every query. Also, if they're the same, the Akasha still imparts knowledge based on the person's identity, age, experiences, and other demographics.
Could it be because we're Outlanders and we've only just arrived in Sumeru? You know, maybe we're not qualified to receive an answer to this sort of question or something.
Lesser Lord Kusanali? Again, trick all of mine, but there wasn't anything, didn't already know. Oh God. That's what it's like being connected to the internet.
You too?
Nothing. Think greater Lord Kazevada? Many bright dots of light appear in the mind. I probably need to calm my mind to focus more to understand what it means. Feelings of affection, intimacy, nostalgia, sadness, and anxiety. These seem to be what people of Sumeru feel about their departed Archon.
Uh-oh. Paimon's getting all teary-eyed all of a sudden. It feels like the people of Sumeru really miss their Archon.
But the Archon, you got the feelings of it. So there you go.
Well, seems no matter which way we try, we can't find anything that'll lead us to Lesser Lord Kus. He's from Sumeru and even has a position in the academia.
Can I?
Let's see. Kainari wrote an address on the letter's envelope.
God, how far is this gonna go?
Let's
Probably
head
over here.
and have a look.
Because...
Hello?
Yep.
Are you Rohawi?
Who's Rahawi? You?
Yes, that's me. Can I help you?
I don't know. Can you?
Great! You see, Kainari sent us here and...
And what?
What? Tainari?
Ignore
Please, there's no need to say anything, really. Sure, I admit that the article I published last month wasn't my best work, and maybe the data didn't produce the most convincing results, but...
Let me guess. Because we mentioned Tignari, whichever it is, Tignari's name, you're feeling overwhelmed simply because you see him as a superior. We're not here to discuss academics. I don't think Tignari cares much about your paper.
Here! This is a letter from Tainari!
Oh, let me see. Oh, ooh, what a relief. You two nearly scared the life out of me. So, you two just have some questions for me?
Why were you scared? Is it because you tried to get Tignari to join the academic in Sumeru C, but he couldn't, and it's like, oh, damn it! He actually joined! Now what do we do?
Seems even Tainari acknowledges my innate ability for procuring information. So, what is it you two would like to know?
Didn't you already ask?
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali.
You mean you want to meet the Dendro Archon herself? This isn't exactly my area of expertise, but let me see what I can find in the Akasha.
Okay. Because he might somehow know.
Sorry, the Akasha didn't respond to my query.
Strange. Why is it that she's known, but there's no connection to meeting her? The Dendro Archon.
What? You too? But what about your abilities for getting information and all that? Paimon was sure you'd be able to access more info than we did.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's a question about who has access to it. I think the fact that you're not able to get information on the Akasha is intentional, or maybe it's intentional that the Dendro Archon is well hidden?
Well, as I said, this isn't my area of expertise. I am but a lowly researcher, so the Akasha doesn't see a need for me to know more about the Dendro Archon.
Then where do we see the need to know the Dendro Archon?
All I know is that ever since Lesser Lord Kusanali returned to Sumeru, she's never left the Sanctuary of Surasthana or made a public appearance.
So we gotta go inside the sanctuary?
Huh. Didn't expect her to be such a mysterious figure.
The Dendro Archon is somewhat of a recluse. Perhaps she just doesn't want to entertain visitors, which would explain the lack of information in the Akasha.
But then what can we do?
Go to the sanctuary, knock on the door, and ask for her to come out.
No need to worry just yet. I'm only hypothesizing here. You could certainly try asking around and see if anyone else has ideas.
Can't we just go to the sanctuary already?
And besides, you two should consider the bright side of things. Not being able to see Lesser Lord Kusanali may not be a bad thing.
That is cognitive dissonance right there. It's like struggling to achieve a goal and then just deciding, screw it, I give up. Maybe the goal wasn't that great to begin with. It's just like changing your mind on what the goal was. Like seeing it as less simply because you don't want to face having to put the emotions into wanting to get the goal in the first place.
In this world, there will always be information you cannot obtain from the Akasha and things you can never accomplish. Knowing when to yield is a form of wisdom.
Is it? Because if that, usually wisdom is like knowledge beforehand or knowledge given secondhand. But if that is a form of wisdom, how can you tell if someone doesn't want to be seen Shouldn't there a reason be behind it? And if that's the case, that should be a form of wisdom, but seems to contradict what you're saying.
Take me, for example. It's a miracle if my brain cells can spit out one paper every 3 years. But Tainari? That guy can publish 3 papers in just a single year.
Yeah, well, I had to work on a 2,000-word essay in 2 days, so I'm pretty sure there are other people who could do that, so beat that.
Okay. Thanks.
Don't mention it. If you two ever want information about things like who's been promoted within the academia or relations between the 6 great sages, come find me.
So, do any of those people know?
Hey, come on. This is a survival skill at the academia.
Yeah, well, okay, now I feel like we're talking about something else. Survival skill. Survival is, like living in the woods and living off the land. That's when I think of survival. But academia is like a civilized area. So survival and academia shouldn't be in the same sentence.
Oh, Paimon's expectations were pretty low, but this is so low, it's like digging holes in the dirt.
Yeah, well, technically we're meeting a researcher, so our expectations should be high, but I don't know how low you have to go to curb your expectations.
So what do we do now? Even if we want to talk to someone, we don't know anybody here.
There's still one other person we know. Who was it? I can't remember the name.
Huh? Like who?
Ad Astra. Oh, god damn it! God damn it, Catherine. Catherine is in Sumeru City, isn't she?
Oh, you're right! Catherine!
God damn it. Oh, there's a Catherine here. Oh my god. Just so I could tell her to shut up again. Dang it.
Ad Astra at...
Shut up!
Catherine, we need your help with something.
Understood. The Adventurers Guild is always ready to serve you. With what do you require assistance?
Do you actually know how to get to the Dendrarchon?
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you know a way we can do that?
She doesn't know a way you can do that.
You two wish to meet with Sumeru's Archon. Understood. Please wait.
Wait, she actually knows? I'm sure she has that, Akesha. Please wait for 1 second and stare into the distance. Oh god, it's that incense. Do we actually...
I apologize, but I am unable to call up any relevant information in the Akasha. I'm also unable to locate any pertinent information in my personal memory.
Then why did you ask us to wait?
Aww, another dead end. Well, if Catherine can't help us, then we really don't know anyone else to ask now.
I have one idea. And it's a bit of a far-fetch. I think the Dendrarchon might exist within the spiritual realm, so... well, I might have to just sniff the spirit incense and hope to God it will work.
Please do not worry. I may know of someone who can help you two.
Then why did you say you don't have relevant information?
In Sumeru, the Adventurers Guild does not serve as the vanguard of information. Rather, there are numerous active mercenary groups collectively known as the Eremites.
Eremites? Oh god, it almost has that Middle Eastern thing, Arabites?
They take on various contracts and work all across Sumeru, so they naturally accrue intelligence.
So they might know.
An Eremite brigade called the Corps of 30 is in charge of Sumeru City's defenses. Not only are they the oldest brigade, but they are responsible for managing and coordinating the affairs of all other mercenary brigades.
So the military might know where the Dendrarchon is.
Corps of 30? What a weird name.
Yeah, well, we're in the land of wisdom. We sniffed spirit gas. We went on an ayahuasca journey. So you know what? You don't get to talk about weird, considering the fact that you were probably already weird!
Supposedly, they are named as such because their ranks numbered 30 at their inception.
What?
Asfand, an advisor with the Corps of 30, maintains good relations with the Adventurers Guild. Though he's already retired, he and his words carry great weight within mercenary circles.
So I gotta ask Asfand. He might know where the Dendrarchon is.
If you'd like to get in contact with him, you can find him at the Corps of 30's headquarters, the Citadel of Rexar. You're welcome.
Where are they?
I wish you two the best of luck.
Fine. Somehow Catherine knows.
Off to the Citadel of Razor we go!
Oh god. There be the reputation quest. Ugh. I feel slightly better. A whole new world.
This guild told me to expect you to.
Welcome. My hair looks like a turban, but don't pay attention to that.
It's nice to meet you, Osvald. We'd like to ask you about something.
And then they asked him about something. Ugh.
See, so Catherine's the one who sent you this way.
Yes. Do you have an answer?
Ha. It's true that the Eremites network is vast, but even I can't help you meet the Dendro Archon.
Do you know someone who might help us meet the Dendro Archon? And why does no one know?
Wait, seriously? That's it?
Like, to be honest, I get, like, other places, like Mondstadt, have a hard time finding Barbados, which is the Animal Archon. And maybe places like Leeway, but Inazuma does have a well-known Electro Archon. But why this place specifically?
Afraid so. The Eremites aren't terribly religious, so we don't know much about divinities. As far as the Akasha goes, we can access even less than you.
What? Why?
We originally came from the desert. The gods there died off long ago. Since those days, we've used our own two hands to carve out a living. We don't beg gods for their aid.
Also, it's interesting that someone who has a lot more weight to their words has less information than people who know nothing! Like the Traveler in Paimon.
It isn't just us, though. If you ask me, I think most in Sumeru aren't interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Because everybody put away their religion for 1 second and moved on with everybody else.
Oh? Why's that?
Because everyone became atheistic over time.
Just take the Academia, for example. They're the ones who truly rule Sumeru. Although they believe in gods, most of them only care for the late Greater Lord Rugurdevada.
Late Greater Lord.
In their eyes, she was the one who founded Sumeru and gifted us with the Akasha. Lesser Lord Kusanali just happened to inherit her legacy.
Where can I find her?
Because of the Academia's influence, most citizens are more familiar with Greater Lord Rugurdevada and hold her in greater esteem.
Uh-huh, but nobody knows the Lesser Lord Kusanali. I'm not good with names. I'm not good with Middle Eastern names. I suck at Middle Eastern names.
Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali never makes an appearance. And the Academia never announces anything about her. As far as the people of Sumeru are concerned, she's just a god that exists.
That's
And that's all.
And that's all. She just exists. That's it. We're just moving on with our lives and be done with it.
Really? Aw. After hearing all of that, Paimon sort of feels bad for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Because everybody just stopped caring about gods. Or this
But
god.
who knows? We're all just guessing when it comes down to it. Besides, I'm sure the God of Wisdom doesn't worry about her reputation among people like us.
Yeah, but doesn't she care about anyone who wants to see her?
Alright, well, thanks for the info.
No problem.
Damn it! After leaving the Citadel, damn it! I can't even read it fast enough.
Seems Osfund was right about most people's attitudes here.
Everyone became an atheist, or mostly academic.
Not only are they not interested in the Dendro Archon, they even say stuff like, if the Akasha doesn't think I should know, then I don't need to know about it.
Oh my god, it's like if the Akasha was a personality, it would be a hipster personality. It's sort of like, if I didn't hear about it, it's too good for me.
We've been asking for information non-stop ever since we got to Sumeru. But the harder we try, the more helpless everything seems.
Yeah, because the Akasha's spirit internet became hipster over time.
Isn't there at least one person in this entire city who cares about Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes, but Ooh.
Oh, you two are interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali?
What a coincidence!
Huh? Who are you?
From the sound of it, you two are Outlanders who recently arrived here. You've been asking around for information on Lesser Lord Kusanali, right?
Convenient. Yes. Well, it's not only convenient, but why does she care at the same time whether we're outsiders?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Dunyarzad, one of Lesser Lord Kusanali's faithful followers.
So you might know where Kusanali is.
Whoa, really? Then do you know
I'm afraid I can't help you with that. But your conversation earlier did happen to remind me of a legend about the Dendro Archon.
Why can't you help? Can't or won't?
Sure. It goes like this. Long, long ago, there was a man who heard a prophecy. It predicted that a great calamity was about to befall him. Panicked by what he heard, the man sought out the Dendro Archon in hopes that she would bless him with the wisdom to help him escape his predicament.
And did he get help?
The man journeyed across deserts and through rainforests and experienced tribulations of every kind. However, he still couldn't find any trace of the Dendro Archon.
I really feel like we're having a sort of like Jesus metaphor here. It's like the Dendro Archon is like God. This man went across the desert to find God and could not find him. Almost like a different Jesus example.
In despair, he thought, alas, the Archon has abandoned me. He then had no choice but to sorrowfully resign to his fate.
Okay, and then what happened?
He died, that was it.
And then, the calamity came. But to his own surprise, the man felt somehow emboldened by the trials of his journey. By relying on his own strength, he managed to overcome the adversity.
So, in the process of seeking God, he got the experience he needed to solve the problem to which he originally wanted to ask the Dendro Archon about. Okay!
At that moment, a bird perched upon his shoulder. This bird was, in fact, an avatar of the Dendro Archon.
Which bird is
She
it?
said, "Oh, Archon Seeker, do you now understand? She and her wisdom have long been found by you."
Because their idea of a god or Dendro Archon exists in a spiritual plane?
Along your journey, we were in every flower and blade of grass, every ray of sparkling sun, and every breath of dancing wind. So long as you continue to think and ponder, we'll be wherever you go.
So, the Dendro Archon does not exist in the physical plane?
Yeah, thanks for the story. Paimon feels all warm and fuzzy inside after that.
That's like giving the gospel to some random person, that the Paimon's response right then and there.
In a way, it seems like this story is also one of the Dendro Archon's avatars.
Yeah, but how do we find the Dendro Archon?
Dunyarzad, since you worship Lesser Lord Kusanali, can you tell us anything else about her?
Of course. So did you two know that, I'm terribly sorry, but it seems something's come up now. Let's chat another day.
Let me guess, she got a message to go away. And also, it's very much like Kalei who had to get going. Like someone who couldn't access deeper knowledge and just had to be called away. I must go away. Bye! And then run away.
Hey, wait! What the heck just happened?
I think she just turned around and left. And people over there, what?
It looks like they're searching for someone. This stinks! We finally managed to find a lead about Lesser Lord Kusanali. Let's see if we can get rid of them.
Hey, have you two seen a brown-haired girl wearing a purple top and a long blue dress? We're looking for her.
Junior, whatever the hell her Dunyarzad?
Did she have bandages?
Yes, that's her. Did you see which direction she went?
Why are you asking?
Yeah, she went that way.
Wait,
Quick, after her!
why? Are they also looking for the Dendro Archon as well?
That should keep them busy for a while.
Also, flower. Alright, where are you at? Why are you hiding from them?
There you are, Dunyarzad. We thought you might have been long gone.
Oh, it's you two. Oh, you startled me there.
You
Yes.
can relax now. We threw those people.
Really? Thank you so much. Unfortunately, I believe there's still more of them out there looking for me.
Why are they looking for you?
Uh-oh. Looks like there's some coming this way.
Huh? More of them?
No, wait, my body isn't in the best shape. It's difficult for me to run.
And yet you ran just a few seconds ago.
Okay, sounds good. There's a tavern on the other side of the...
All right, let's move out. Stay behind us. Look.
Okay. I probably gotta go teleport hopping. Or just go to all those teleports. Here. There we go. Where is it at? There's it at. Right here. Tavern. Did I fall through the floor before hitting the door? I fell through the floor before hitting the door. I saw it for a split second.
We made it. Oh, they shouldn't be able to find us now. Wait, stand down, Dia.
Dia? Who's Dia? Probably one of the unlockable characters I'm gonna play as later. Were you about to kill us right then and there? Paimon's like,
My lady, who are these two?
so you know about the Dendrarchon.
They're travelers that I met on the street just a moment ago. They happened to notice that you were all searching for me, so they helped me hide.
I see. In that case, you two should scram. There's nothing here for you.
Why? How do you know? Also, your pupils look like the face of a clock.
Wait a sec. Who the heck are you? And why are you shooing us away?
I'm Miss Dunyarzad's bodyguard, here to see that she returns home safe and sound. My lady, let's get going. You've been gone for so long that your parents are worrying themselves sick.
Parents?
And if I refuse to go with you?
It'd be easier for the both of us if you cooperated. But if you insist on not going, then I'll have to carry you like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah, it's like she's a rich girl. Okay, if you refuse to go willingly, I will pull out a tranquilizer gun, point it towards your face, shoot you, and just watch you fall like a load of bricks and carry you out like a sack of potatoes.
Hey! Dunyarzad already said she doesn't want to go back. Why are you still pushing her?
Because her parents want her, and she's a rich girl. Which means she might be a high-class target, people want her, I don't know. But for some odd reason, people want rich girls, so...
Stay out of this. You don't understand the situation.
Then help us understand the situation.
Sorry, my lady. Even though I'm your bodyguard, your parents are my employers. I have to answer to them.
How much?
How much? Oh god, paying them off? I don't think you could pay her... Like, she doesn't have access to that money.
Wait, what?
How much more do I have to pay you to become your employer? So you never listen to my parents ever again.
My lady, this isn't about Mora.
So what is it about?
I don't know what you think of us Eremites, but let me say this. I like Mora, but I'll never go against my principles.
So you're also with the military as well?
That's why I'm here looking for you. Sure, it's an order from my employer, but my conscience was also telling me it's the right thing to do. And knowing your health, carelessly running around like this is gonna hurt ya. For the sake of those who love you, don't be stubborn.
Right, but why does, Dunyarzad... God, I'm so horrible with memorizing names. Why does she want to not go?
No, you're wrong. I'm aware of my limits, and I know what I'm doing. Honestly, the only people being stubborn right now are my parents.
Why do you want to not listen to your parents? And also, why do you have bandages on your hands? Now that I think about it.
And I know perfectly well that it makes no difference if I'm at home or not. I still won't accept reality.
I know why. Or at least I have an idea. She also has the withering. And her parents are concerned for her safety. Which is why she's being forced to go home so she doesn't have to tear herself apart. And the reason why the bandages are there are just to hide the fact that she has the illness in the first place.
And every time I bring this up, they just change the subject. Dia, you've been living with us a long time already. This should be old news to you. Dia, I know it hasn't been easy for Mother and Father, and I'm grateful for everything they've done for me. But there's someone else in this world I'm also grateful to, because she saved me. The love I have for her is the same I have for my parents.
Who saved you and from what? From the Withering? Possibly.
This is my life and my last chance. So I want to do something meaningful.
My lady, are you sure what you're doing now is meaningful?
Yes, I'm sure. At least, it is to me.
Fine. I won't ask you to return home anymore. But let me make something very clear. I'm only doing this because I respect your determination, not because I agree with you.
True, but they're trying to hide the Withering disease, the Alizar, whatever the hell it's called.
Thank you, Dia. Sorry for being so rude just now. My nerves were acting up. And I even brought up your payment in such an offensive way.
Don't worry about it, my lady. Today's little excursion caused such a ruckus that every single bodyguard at the estate was deployed. It wouldn't be easy to hide things from your old man. Since this definitely won't be your last escapade, here's a little tip. You should at least make it look like your room and things are still in order when you leave. Also, you'll need someone to cover you for when you're out and about. So, I'll let you hire me, my lady. This way, everyone wins. As for the pay, let's say half of what your father pays me. We can settle the bill when we return to the estate.
You're willing to settle for half?
Okay, deal.
Okay.
Yay! Looks like they've reached an understanding.
Because she respects determination more so than the Mora. It's the Withering. She's afflicted by the Withering.
I'm fine, really. I just feel a little tired now that things have calmed down.
That's why she has the bandages on her hand.
My lady, stop trying to look tough. We're already in a tavern, so let's rest up.
I'm sorry for worrying you two. If you don't mind, I'd like for you to join us.
Sure! After you rest up, we want to hear more about Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Also, how exactly did she get exposed to the Withering? And maybe, is this going to help us to find the Dendro Archon? Ah, the Trail of the God of Wisdom. Finding God in a game. In a frickin' Aladdin-styled area.
Ha! Well, if it isn't Dia, haven't seen you in nearly half a year.
Wait, what?
Word on the street is that you're a bodyguard for the Homayani family now. Ha! Don't you find that kind of work?
Nah, you get used to it. How about a menu over here?
You got it. Huh? Isn't this little Miss Homayani herself? We don't get to serve personages like you very often. We'll be sure to prepare our very best.
Oh god, now he's really in on it.
Thank you, sir, but there's no need. I don't have a lot of Mora on me, and I really ought to save as much as I can.
Says the person who hired a bodyguard off her parents to keep said bodyguard off her back, simply to have that little bit of freedom and determination of late stages of her life. Even though it's the early, but considering the fact that it's a wither, I'll call it late.
But please bring these two the best food you have. They're my new friends, so I want to be a good host for them.
Yeah, I don't need the food because I'm not gonna last long anyways, but these two go ahead.
Wait, we're paying for ourselves now? Aww.
How about our charcoal-baked Agelena cakes? They're our signature snack, and they run cheap. Look, other customers over there are eating some now.
It looks like grapefruit that somehow turned into a chocolate ball on the outside.
They look kind of burnt and dry. Bye, mine will pass.
Burnt and dry? I didn't hear the dry, picky. But you cooked slimes before.
What do you have against my slime dishes?
What do you have against other people's dishes? After ordering, continue chatting with Dunyarzad.
Dunyarzad, we asked a lot of people when we first arrived, and almost nobody was interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
First time Pama doesn't...
what made you want to follow her?
First time Pama doesn't want to eat something because it looks like grapefruit.
Well, remember when you asked me if I knew how to meet the Dendro Archon? Even though I don't know how, I think I've actually seen her before.
It was a spiritual plane, wasn't it? We have to snip the spirit gas!
Huh?
Yes, it was when I was a child. At the time, my illness had kept me bedridden for the better part of a year.
You had a dream.
I was stuck inside and couldn't make any friends, and my parents did their best to find treatments for me. But even then, the Akasha didn't have any helpful information. My younger self no longer had any hopes or dreams. One flare-up was so bad that I was in a semi-conscious state for several days. Then one night, I woke up alone in my room. I was terrified. My body was paralyzed. Even if I cried, there was no sound. At that moment, an ethereal voice spoke in my mind. Dunyarzad, don't be scared. You don't have to cry.
It almost sounds like a paralyzed night terror thing where you're scared of a demonic entity or something. But this one's like a calming one? Huh.
Dunyarzad, don't be scared. You don't have to cry.
Interesting how that voice is a childlike voice.
Who are you? How do I explain this? You might not be able to understand, but actually, I know everything about you.
So she was in the spiritual plane. And so the Dendro Archon is somehow... Okay, we gotta sniff the spirit gas.
Really? Of course. I know that you're scared of thunder, that you hate taking medicine every morning, and that you love counting the petals on your mom's skirt.
Interesting she doesn't have the bandages then.
Wow, you really do know everything. Dunyarzad, is there anything you want? Want? Not really. Huh? But aren't you a child? All children have wishes. Tell me what you want, and maybe I can make it happen.
Maybe.
Then, can you make my illness go away?
What is the illness?
Oh. I'm sorry. But I'm not powerful enough to do that right now.
So you need more power.
Then, can you be my friend?
After that, the voice said, "Okay, I'll be your friend."
Huh.
Although my body was suffering during those days, that voice encouraged me and told me many wondrous things.
Interesting how you were able to memorize all that since childhood, because usually childhood amnesia usually dissipates a lot of memory. Or maybe infant amnesia. But the point is, a lot of people don't memorize some specific details like that from an early age, but somehow you're able to remember it.
Beyond my window was the flourishing Sumeru city. Beyond the city was a lush rainforest. And beyond that was the wall of Samiel, deserts, and all of Teyvat. Once I finally made it through that bout of illness, I couldn't hear that voice anymore. I told my mother about it, but she said that I must have been dreaming.
That's how you're able to communicate with the Dendro Archon.
But I know that that voice wasn't a figment of my imagination. Before that, I had never heard of Teyvat.
So you believe it was Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes, for sure. If it weren't for that voice, I would have never grown curious about the outside world. Nor would I have learned how to read and enjoy so many books. That voice sparked a desire for wisdom. It had to have been the Dendro Archon.
How were you able to get to that state?
I've been hoping for a chance to repay her kindness. In fact, I was running around today to help prepare the Sub-Zerus festival for her.
What's the Sub-Zerus festival?
No idea.
It's Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday, which was the day that she was found by the sages.
Oh god, how old is she compared to all the other Archons?
It's actually an old holiday that originally celebrated Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthday. When she passed away, the holiday eventually became a celebration of the Lesser Lord's birthday.
Why? Were they born on the same day and just one changed the other? Or was it one... She's only 500. And yes, she still sounds like a child! But then again, who the hell am I to accuse that?
I heard everyone was overjoyed when they welcomed her back to Sumeru. In those days, the festival was a huge deal.
Why?
But because of the Academia's influence, people have gradually lost interest in the festival.
Because people turn to research, reading, and knowing information God didn't seem to have a place. It's almost like a conservative argument here.
The Academia actively participates in Sumeru's many holidays dedicated to Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But when it comes to the Sub-Zero's festival, forget any funding. They practically act like it doesn't exist. Maybe they see Lesser Lord Kusanali's birth as confirmation of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's death.
Aw, but that's awful.
They forgot her birthday!
It is. It's absolutely terrible. Sure, the Greater Lord founded Sumeru, but hasn't Lesser Lord Kusanali been the one quietly protecting us for the past few hundred years?
Just remember that we're still out in public. Don't get too carried away now.
Because everybody will look at you the wrong way, and it goes back to, like, the belief in this god being a social problem, or whatever it is.
I know that people over by the Grand Bazaar still hold the Sub-Zero's festival to this day. But recently, I made a friend there who also follows Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Who?
I gave her my savings because I want her to throw a wonderful festival this year.
Hold on, my lady. Does this friend happen to be Nilu, the one who sends flowers to the estate?
I feel like I may have seen Nilu before, because I remember the name itself, but I can't remember what the face looks like.
Yes, that's her.
I saw her leaving the other day with a nervous look on her face.
Yes. Initially, I didn't have much more prepared. So I had Nilu sell one of my skirts.
What?
I've agreed with Nilu to meet up at the Grand Bazaar today and see how things are coming along. Dia, would you accompany me?
Sure. That's quite the trip, though. I'll carry you.
Also, I really feel like Dia has the same voice actor as Beidou.
No, that would be too much.
You might as well just accept the lift. If I let you walk, who knows how long it'll take us.
Just
If
go.
anything
But of course. Nilu will be thrilled to hear there are more people interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Good! The search for God continues.